Some video games display visual effects that are so bad, it's downright unbelievable the testers didn't report them as bugs. Awkward facial animations, unnatural walking, flat backgrounds, and stiff fighting moves are just some of the most common faulty video game effects, and every time we see them it's impossible not to feel at least amused. To honour this awkward menagerie, we've compiled a list with 10 of the worst CGI effects that were really embarrassing. GODZILLA was expected to be a good game, but it came out all wrong, with a subpar gameplay, outdated graphics and awkward controls. The fighting scenes between Godzilla and the other monsters looked very unpolished, with some highly unimpressive visual effects and even worse combat moves. Everything feels like it's moving just too slowly. The hype that should have been felt when engaging in such epic fights is lost forever due to the faulty animations of this game. Far Cry is a fairly good franchise with games that tell a compelling story and have competitive visual effects. However, one of their installments is not like the others. Far Cry Vengeance is a video game developed especially for the Nintendo Wii, and because it has so many shortcomings, it's downright impossible to choose only one example. But if we were to concentrate only on the graphics, the lack of textures is definitely the most daunting one. Halo 3 is a shooting game that certainly deserves to be played. It has an entertaining gameplay and a well-written storyline that keeps us immersed, but unfortunately, its graphics aren't its strong suit. The environments are kind of flat and have low-definition textures, but something that truly catches your attention is the characters' body shapes and their movements. They seem so blocky and stiff that it's hard to even consider them pale renderings of human beings. It's really hard to get running animations in video games to look natural as to pass for real-life human movements, but the case that we're going to take a look at now really beats them all. The Castanics are a race in the Korean role-playing game TERA, whose running moves look so weird that it's impossible to even begin describing them. With their torso bent forwards and their rear lifted up, the Castanics look like the human version of a running hen. The mouth animations in Sonic Shuffle are so unsynchronized with the sounds that you are hearing that it's downright ridiculous that they released the game having such an obvious problem. Besides the fact that the characters look like out-of-water goldfish that are suffocating, their mouths staying open long after the audio was concluded. In itself, Sonic Shuffle's visuals are not total trash, but the mouth animations are some of the worst in video gaming. You Are Empty is a shooter about the Soviet era in Russia, and its whole gameplay is so badly implemented that you'll feel totally embarrassed just by playing it. Besides the awful translation from Russian to English and the weak voice acting, the facial animations are the creepiest things you'll ever see. The characters have crazy eyes that look like they've been glued to their faces, and their mouths are moving in the most unnatural way imaginable. The way the Argonians walk is simply the most hilarious thing you could ever see. The developers wanted to give them a little bit of personality and thought of some walking moves that could accomplish this idea, but the result is downright ridiculous. The Argonians are moving like they are having the world's most terrible rash between their legs, so every time you're out and about and see one walking next to you, it's impossible to hold your laugh. This indie title is so awful, it's impossible to choose only one of its flaws. The graphics are total garbage, the water animations look like they've been painted by a 5-year-old, and the jumping tricks make the character look like a desolate ragdoll. Rushing Punch is one of those games that looks more like a parody than a fully developed title, constantly reminding us of the iconic movie The Room that is so bad, it's actually good to experience it if you want to laugh. For a gaming title released in 2017, Star Trek Bridge Crew doesn't look that good. The virtual reality controls are an interesting and entertaining feature it offers, but the fact that its characters look more like clay models than real people represents a rather big drawback. It's not exactly considered immersive when you're surrounded by a crew that looks like it's been borrowed from Madame Tussauds wax figure museum, and because of this, Star Trek Bridge Crew gets a big minus. The glitchy character animations from Mass Effect Andromeda are the most popular video gaming controversy of the past few months. While playing the game, fans have uncovered a series of totally awkward bugs that make characters stare like crazy, move their mouths in the oddest of ways, or get stuck in walls. These glitches have been resolved via a patch, but the memes are still online, and they will continue to be for a long time from now, permanently marking this AAA title. This was our list featuring some embarrassing graphics or animations that players get to experience, and we hope you've enjoyed our video. If you did, please press that like button, as we do appreciate it and it helps us immensely. We often ask our audience for suggestions to compile these lists, and if you'd like to contribute, please follow Frag Hero on Facebook. Know of any other terrible games? Please tell us about them in the comments below, because we do try to read pretty much everything. Now would also be a great time to encourage you to subscribe, because we upload new stuff all of the time, so subscribing will keep you up to date with all of our latest videos. You can also check out fraghero.com for more gaming related articles, but until next time, thanks for watching and have a great day.